on shows like Dancing with the Stars, Family Guy, you know the face. He's here with us now, Nick Viall. He is the host of the Viall Files podcast.
Hell yes.
We're so happy to have you here this morning. Good morning.
Nick.
That jacket.
How we doing?
I'm very good.
I'm
just repping my team.
It is everything.
Yeah.
We love
hear
it.
the
How are
backstory
you?
of this. Where did you get this jacket? Did Mike Holmgren give it to you?
Yes, I knocked on his door and called him. No, I've been really in my Packer gear era, and my wife found both of these for my birthday.
That's fire.
Wow. That's a great wife.
It's a great wife.
It looks very throwback, very vintage. I
Very, yeah.
We like that
right?
stuff here.
It's I wear it around the house.
Did you talk about it on the Viall Files?
I was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. With Peter, actually.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, let's get into the Viall Files here. You've been called by Meet the Press for reality TV. That's called The Comparison. Tell us more about this show. What are we talking about?
We love to talk about all things pop culture, reality TV, and relationships. You know, I like to think that reality TV, just like the NFL, is it's a great thing to watch. I think reality TV fans, I mean, honestly, NFL is reality TV.
Yeah.
And so we love breaking down all the drama, all the interactions. It's a lot of fun. And just like the NFL Packer fans, all weekend long I had to listen to Packer fans argue about like them not liking the all-white jerseys.
Yeah.
Which honestly sounded like a lot of like housewife fans arguing.
Right.
So it was just fun to see a bunch of grown men arguing over jersey colors.
Screaming about fashion.
Yeah, screaming about fashion.
Like
it's just like reality TV. It's great.
You talk about reality TV, and it's interesting because we all know, grown up with the drama of reality television. How would you compare the NFL storylines to the drama of reality TV?
I would say it's just as intense. I mean, you see the fans of the NFL or Packer fans are just as passionate about their teams. And just like, you know, the Housewives or Bravo or your favorite reality TV stars, people not only love to root for their person, they love to root against the person, you know, they don't like. Like, I hate the Vikings. I love to hate the Vikings. You know, it's fun to hate the Vikings and the Bears. And I think on reality TV, you have your people you root for, you have your people root against, and it's just a lot of fun to have your team.
I feel it, Nick. Hey, listen, you give out relationship advice on your podcast. Heck, you even wrote a book about it.
I did, yeah.
What relationship advice would you give Aaron Rodgers and the Jets right now?
Well, my book was called Don't Text Your Ex Happy Birthday, or it is called. And I would say, you know, maybe as much as I love seeing Adams and Rodgers back, I think sometimes things are left best in the past. You know, I was really excited when they traded for Devontae. I was like, oh, it'll be cool to see them back together. And then, you know, the game started, and I was like, maybe we should have just, like, you know,
as a Packer fan,
kept the memory.
You were happy to see Rodgers and Adams together?
Honestly, didn't mind because I think it's going so well over at Green Bay.
Fair.
That it was kind of like, you know what, have your fun.
Let them have
No, it's like you're in this bountiful marriage at Green Bay, and you're looking at your ex on Instagram. It's just a disaster.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like, you know what, I'm happy for them.
Glad I got out of that one.
I will say, though, I don't think Packer Nation gives Aaron Rodgers enough credit for his mentorship of Jordan Love. And I really do think that he did a great job of that. It's been well documented. It's been well spoke on. Jordan gives him a lot of that credit. So I think that was a very selfless thing for Rodgers to do. I am glad he's currently someone else's problem, but I am very grateful for what he did for Jordan Love. Yeah.
Well, relationship advice. Let's talk about the relationship between Jordan Love and interceptions. He throws like 12 a week. What is going on here? People are comparing him to Favre. Are you worried?
I mean, Favre's a Hall of Famer.
I know.
Best quarterbacks of all time. So, like, thank you. Listen, it's early. He's been hurt a couple games. I think he's trying to find his groove. You know, listen, I don't love the YOLO balls, but I think he's going to be just fine. I think he threw like 10 interceptions last season in the first, I don't know how many games, and then like couldn't throw an interception almost, well, until the end of the season. But I think he's going to be just fine. I certainly believe in Jordan Love.
You know what's funny? He's the league leader in interceptions. He's tied with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Those are the
I think we're going to be okay. Yeah.
So do you remember a moment? This is perfect relationship stuff. So the Rodgers thing, the divorce was kind of ugly. He finally leaves. Do you remember you get with this new person, Jordan Love? Can you recall the moment where you're like, I think this is love, so to speak? Like, this is a guy. We love him. This is going to work.
Well, I like to say, which is true, that I was on the Jordan Love bandwagon from the get. You know, I know a lot of people weren't.
Even when he was sitting, you like.
But when they drafted him, you know, it's just I'm old enough to remember when we drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know, and that worked out just fine. And I think Green Bay Packer fans are in a very great position to have an ownership group that understands the benefits of sitting a quarterback and having him follow a Hall of Fame quarterback. We're 3 for 3. We have a hard time replacing the kicker, the quarterback, So I was patient. I was excited in terms of when I really thought we had something. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers game that they lost last year, but it was like there was something different. Obviously, Steelers have a great defense. He seemed like very in control of the game, and obviously that run he went on with the youngest team in the NFL. I thought was a pretty great run.
It was.
Yeah. Since early 90s, we Packer fans have had 3 real starting quarterbacks, right? Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. Tough sledding.
In 8 or 9 years from now, when the Packers draft a quarterback in the first round and Jordan Love's on his way to the Hall of Fame, nobody freak out because they're going to do it. And you're going to be like, it's good. This is what we do. It's just they're that kind of dater.
We're that kind of organization.
That's what we do.
So tell us who you have for Coach of the Year and why is it Matt LaFleur?
Thank you very much for saying that. I am so tired of the disrespect that Matt LaFleur gets. First of all, all he's done is win since he's been the Green Bay quarterback. I think he has one of the highest winning percentages ever. For an NFL coach. And it's I don't know who's voting for Coach of the Year. It just seems like all they do is find the coach who's the first-year coach who takes their team to the playoff, except for Matt LaFleur, who was in his first year, he went 13-3, and everyone's like, oh, well, he has a Hall of Fame quarterback. It can't be him.
Yes.
We're just always finding reasons not to give Matt LaFleur the credit he deserves. We now see, Aaron Rodgers is kind of a difficult person to coach.
Yeah.
Maybe LaFleur should get credit for resurrecting his career, because prior to Matt LaFleur coming in, there was a lot of people saying, maybe Rodgers is done.
I know.
And then he went and won 2 more MVPs, and then Rodgers leaves, Jordan Love comes in, he's coaching the youngest team in the NFL. What do? Great playoff run. This season, they lose their quarterback, no problem, 2-0.
I know.
Give me a reason why this guy, week in and week out, doesn't have his team ready to perform. He's coaching the youngest team in the NFL. He's dealing with all different types of locker room issues. Every time they have a drama, they deal with it. They move on, whether it's Jair Alexander or Romeo Doubs. They have a great locker room.
Well, let me ask you this.
No, you let him keep going.
I'm just wondering, the disrespect of Matt LaFleur.
Incredible speech.
You had me going. I was going you got the Vikings 5-1, Detroit Lions 5-1.
Well, let me tell you about the Vikings.
Get in there, Nick.
The Vikings are one of the oldest teams in the NFL.
Okay.
And, listen, they're doing a great job. I think Kevin O'Connell's done a great job. But I think, honestly, when you have a team full of veterans, it's a little easier to start hot. What about a team? Last season, the Packers were 2-5 at this point in the season with the youngest team in the NFL. Now they're 5-2. I think the only people that can beat the Packers is themselves. And that's been clear with the losses that they've had, And they won a game against one of the best teams in the NFL last Sunday, -3 in turnovers, and they still won. That's pretty dangerous. What happens when they stop turning the ball over?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll see you
get
in
public
New
figures.
Orleans.
They claim to be football fans. You sit them down and they're like, all right, this is the real. That guy just went on a monologue.
Yeah, he did.
This is Winston Churchill talking about the Packers. That was incredible. What's also incredible is that somehow, some way, Schrager is not here today.
I know.
He loves you. I feel like he's going to run through the wall like the Kool-Aid man right now. Peter, are you here? Talk about when I look at this, and the very tan Peter Schrager next to you, Nick.
He is very tan there.
Very tan.
Peter's become a friend over the years. He appreciates pop culture like I do. I'm a fan, obviously, of the NFL, so our worlds collide. I think we both appreciate Taylor Swift in the stands as much as anyone.
Yeah.
So it's been great to become friends with Peter over the years.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay.
Red Nick, so I was on your IG page, and I saw a post on there with you and your daughter saying it was day one of you guys bonding over being a Packers fan. How is it being a girl dad, and how is it passing down your passion and fandom of the Packers?
It's been amazing. Obviously, being a father is one of the it's the most incredible thing that I've ever experienced. It's awesome. I really enjoy brainwashing her into being a Packer fan.
Smart.
It's a really great thing to have that, bond with your family. I remember watching my first football games with my dad. To this day, it's always something we can get on the phone and talk about no matter what. And I hope to have that connection with my daughter and any other children.
What's your daughter's name?
River Rose.
River Rose.
River Rose, I love
Big
that.
Packer fan.
Yes.
Do we have yet a miniature cheese hat helmet thing for River Rose?
We don't.
Why not?
I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of the cheese head.
Speak on it.
I just. I think we're better than that. Like a giant block of cheese on our heads. It's just like, I think we could be a little cooler. I don't know. A cheese head. I don't know. If you like it, Packer fans, it's not for me.
Are you going to be welcomed at Lambeau after this?
It's fine. It's just a block of foam on someone's head.
Okay, Nick, I need to hear this from you, though. All right, if the Packers generate an Angry Runs winner this year, will you get an Angry Runs onesie for her?
Do they come in onesies?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll send you a
Does it
onesie.
come with a scepter?
Yeah, I'll give you a scepter.
I think she would love
Maybe like a binky or
This right here.
Yeah,
We'll get a
100%.
pacifier, a lollipop scepter. She's a little young for that, too. But probably the guy would be, well, I would say it's Josh Jacobs. But you know who I love and who is going to get one of these this year? Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft.
This guy, speak on it. Come on.
I was actually at the game against the Rams,
Yeah.
and I thought he was going to run into me with a big bear hug. I was in the end zone, and he didn't.
He passed you up?
He's been great. I mean, another great pick by Goody. I mean, again, this team is loaded with weapons.
Nick basis.
And Goody we trust. I mean, the guy's been on a run.
I think piece, too.
Can we talk about Evan Williams?
Yeah,
for a second
why not?
there? I mean, fourth-round pick,
cheese,
maybe one of the best
Wisconsin.
safeties in the league so far. He's crushing life. Again, this is the most excited I've been for a Packers team in a long time. I love the energy of this team. I love how they play together. They ride for each other. They are all in it to win. I'm really excited about it. Tucker Kraft has been amazing to watch. I love his energy. Angry runs, and he's running over people.
It's happening.
It's happening.
And we ride with Nick Vial.
I mean, some things he says in the locker room is not suitable for the kids.
Talk about it, Joe.
honestly.
Talk about it.